to the Writer Groupie Podcast. I'm Kim Smith, the writing guru, bringing you discussions, insights, and insider details on planning, producing, promoting, and profiting as a writer. This is a podcast by writers for writers. You can find out more about Writer Groupie at www.writergroupie.net. And here's the next episode of Writer Groupie. Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 77. This is going to be what we are going to lovingly term our Talking Heads segment. We hope to have one of these every week. We are looking for some suggestions from you guys as to what you'd like to hear us talk about, discuss, or hash out on these segments. So if you have any kind of comment you'd like to leave us about what kind of Talking Head segment you want to hear, drop us a comment. Y'all don't forget to like, share, and subscribe Writer Groupie Podcast. That's how we're going to build this show. Now tonight I want to remind you that we are open for audio files. If you want to send us an audio file of you reading from your book, maybe an excerpt or a blurb or anything like that, we are accepting those from you. These are some of the file types we can get: AIFF, WAV, MP3, OGG, and FLAC. Now, I know some of you are probably scratching your head going, what in the world are all of those? Well, those are different file types that we can use in our audio editor. So if you want to send us a file, you can use any of those file types to send it to us. Keep it about 5 to 7 minutes, and we will produce that and put it on the air. Also, alternatively, if you don't want to do that, I have set up a PayPal account on writergroupie.net, and for a mere $10, we will do it for you. You will have to provide us with the information that you want to be in your audio file, though, like if you want us to read a blurb, or if you want us to produce some type of a short ad, or if you just want us to read an excerpt and do the title for you. Whatever it is that you want read on the air, send it to us or contact us and pay us $10 and we'll do it for you. Also, y'all remember that when you do your audio spot, you want to include your selling links, your buy links, your website links, all the links where somebody can find your book or find you and get more information about the book. That's kind of critical. Okay, so for episode 77, this Talking Heads segment, I'm going to bring my partner in crime in here, Bill Browning. Hey, Bill, what's going on with you these days?
Hey, Kim. I'm just trying to spend a little bit of time trying to help grow, pass the word out that Writer Groupie is now back. We want to make sure everyone knows we're back. We're trying to grow our numbers. We want people to be able to reach out to find us. Want them, of course, as you already stated, want them to come leave us comments. What do you want to hear about? Our numbers are growing quickly, which is a great thing, but I really want to see the numbers go much higher. People can find us on Twitter. They can find us on Facebook. They can subscribe to us on YouTube. They can subscribe to us on iTunes. They can also reach us, get all this content, actually, at writergroupie.net. We've got our videos, our audios there. We'll have it transcribed as well. They can reach us at that point. And again, like I said, let us know what you want to hear. And we will try to get this information up for you.
Yeah, speaking about scouring the internet, it's kind of funny because we have not had to do, a whole lot of hunt and search for guests. We have been getting a lot of emails from you guys. When you found out we were back online, you were just like ready to go. And I'm really excited about that. I can't wait to start doing our interviews back. I'm just excited. And I'm hoping that I get a lot more emails from y'all. Everybody needs to consider being a guest on the podcast. I mean, we can do audio only if you don't want your face to be seen. But we do have the ability to do video. So we can show you, we can show your book cover if you want to hold it up so that the guests, that are watching can see it. If you've ever done any kind of a Facebook Live spot, well, it's certainly no worse than that. So y'all don't be afraid of it. And speaking of scouring the internet also, today Bill and I were discussing that there's a lot of writing software out there for writers now. According to Self-Publishing School, there's 13 different writing software programs that you can get to help you as a writer. And I thought, well, that sounds like a pretty interesting subject, so I figured we would just have a little discussion about writing software. Well, maybe something like 3 of them anyway, because, we're kind of limited on time. So anyway, of course, Microsoft Word was the number one writing software out there for writers to use to pen their novels, as it were. And of course, everybody knows about Microsoft Word. It's been around forever. It, however, has grown and evolved. And it's my understanding there's some new things you can get to make Word better for you as a writer. Am I right?
Yes, there are several plugins, or people call them add-ins, that you can get. Really, one of the top ones out there that seems to be working the best for authors is Pro Writing Aid. It can be paid for annually or a lifetime license for the program, but it's supposed to really be aimed solidly at authors among everything else.
That's interesting because, some people don't want to pay. They want something for free, and it's getting harder and harder to get decent stuff for free. I'm just saying. But I will say this, Microsoft Word, you could be able to buy it standalone. I don't know if you still can or not, but I know that it comes bundled with the Office software, and a lot of people are taking the Office 365 on with their new laptops and computers, and it's a cloud-based program now, so you always have the latest and greatest updates. I actually love Office 365. I think it has a lot of things to offer us as we do our day-to-day online. Maybe not specifically for a writer, but there are other things that come in the Office 365 suite that are beneficial to us as we do, the back-end stuff, keeping our books and things like that. Another software that was listed, the number 2 software, is Scrivener. And if you've not heard of Scrivener or maybe not tried Scrivener, you really should think about it. It is completely different from Microsoft Word insofar as it is designed specifically for writers. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're writing, whether it's a screenplay, a short story, or a novel, Scrivener has it covered for you. It is available for Mac and for PC. I do believe the Mac version came first, and so I think it's a little bit nicer in the Mac version. It has maybe a little more bells and whistles for the writer, but the PC version, which I have also, is phenomenal. I love Scrivener. I couldn't say enough good things about it. The best part of it is once you've finished writing your work, whatever it is, you can go ahead and compile it and save it in the format you're going to need to upload it somewhere to sell it, like an EPUB or a .mobi and other file formats that you need to be able to get your book in print, basically, or maybe not in print, but out electronically for a reader to consume it. And the third one was Google Docs. And now I have not used Google Docs for any of my writing work. I've not used it for anything but just keeping a list going of how many words I've written. I was involved with a very long, very old Google Doc where people have been going out there forever and ever putting their word count. And it was a great way to keep up with that. Google Docs, I believe, is cloud-based. I think it saves automatically. When you get in it and get out of it, your work is saved to the cloud. You know anything more about Google Docs?
Not really. That's one of the ones I need to look a little further into as well. Those 3 are getting most everybody anywhere they need to be in the writing world. With it being cloud-based, that's a good positive aspect, because if you're not on your particular laptop, you can reach it on a friend's laptop or wherever else you happen to be. So that's a good thing to be able to, don't have to really keep the file on top, taking up all your disk space.
Yeah, I have actually written a book in Word, transferred it over to Scrivener, and broken it up into bits and moved them around. Scrivener has this great feature where you can take and move scenes around. Say maybe you had something going on in the book that needed to come sooner. It's really easy to move scenes and chapters and stuff around in Scrivener, and so I've actually taken a work from Word, put it into Scrivener, and ended up compiling it and turning it into an ebook when I was finished. I don't think that I want to try going from Scrivener to Microsoft Word, though. I don't think that's going to be quite as easy as it was going the other direction. Have you ever tried that?
I've never really used Scrivener software before. Most anything I've done, I like to stay inside Word. Word is older. It's basic. People are used to Word. About any programs you're going to put it up in, it's going to be in Word. All the formats you can save it in. It's easy to upload. Like I said, everybody's used to it. Word's been around forever, and everybody seems to accept Word when they may not accept any other format.
Well, that's true, and if you're working with a collaborator, if you've got a team of writers going, then it might be easier for each one of you to send a file back and forth if it's in a doc format, because that is the most common. There's also a version of software that Mac users have been using for a long time, Open Office. Is that what it's called?
It's Apache Open Office. It's good. It's a lot like Word. It follows the Microsoft genre completely. For everything that Microsoft has a program for, Open Office has a matching program. I haven't really used a lot of the calcs, but I do know I've used their text format, which is their version of Word. You can open a Word document. You can edit it. You can save it back as a Word document. You can move files around. It's like I said, it's a free version. It's a free download. These people are direct competition with Office, but by not selling their program, they're getting their name and their work out there. Office started this. Office fed the fire. They got people wanting these programs and create a need for them. But the competition allows them to go ahead with Open Office to try to take up some of their space from them.
And I meant to mention that Scrivener is a wonderful, wonderful software, but it is not free. It is not a free download. I will say this. And everybody, money and what people can afford and the cost of things is pretty subjective. But to me, the cost of Scrivener was very insignificant compared to what I've gotten out of it. In my opinion, it's paid for itself a number of times over. Now, when I purchased it, I believe it was like $49.95, which to me was just insignificant because I needed it, I wanted it, I got it, and I've loved it ever since. But that may be pricey to you, and if it is, then maybe Open Office or something like that that's a free download is more conducive to getting your work done. However you want to try and produce your work, there's a lot of operating software out there that you can get to help you in that endeavor. And we just wanted to bring this little subject up and give you an opportunity to hear our side of it. Like I said, there's many, many writing software programs out there. You'll just have to seek one out and find out what works for you. Okay, so you guys, that's really about all we were going to talk about today. This is our Talking Head segment, as I said, and as we get more and more information and, we have more time to try and cohesively put something together for you, I'm sure that these programs will be longer and they'll probably be a lot more controversial. But at any rate, we're going to close up shop. Bill, do you got anything you want to add?
Kim, I think you've pretty much covered the bulk of it. Let's tell everybody about what we got coming up.
Oh, yeah. Our next episode, episode 78, is going to be an interview. We have got several really, really good authors lined up for you, and I just can't wait to present them to you. I have not gotten it nailed down just yet, but we are hoping that this interview will go live on Friday. So y'all be sure and check back with us on Friday, January the 30th?
No, that will be February 1st.
Oh, okay. Wow, man. January is almost gone, you guys, and we're going to run right into February. Anyway, be sure and check with us on Friday for our interview with an author. And also, we're going to be on all of our sites. So you guys go out and find us at writergroupie.net, on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Triber. We're at iTunes and YouTube. And I'm telling you, there's going to be more because I'm going to go out there and find more places to put us at. But we do want for you to go out, like, share, and subscribe, leave us comments, and send in those audio files. Until next time, this is Kim and Bill in our Talking Head segment signing out.
Good night, everybody.
This episode is brought to you by Leslie Hatchell's Once Upon a Tablecloth. The product description reads, Nick Jordan acquires failing restaurants, then makes them prosperous. But when Lily Mercer calls him for help, he didn't count on falling in love, or that someone wants to kill her. And with so many obstacles and threats, can she survive? Can there love? Once Upon a Tablecloth by Leslie Hatchell. You can find more about Leslie in this book, Once Upon a Tablecloth, at lesliehatchell.com. And that's Hatchell, H-A-C-H-T-E-L. Once Upon a Tablecloth is available at Amazon in paper and for Kindle.
Infinity Author Services for your author services needs. We create professionally designed book covers as well as provide editing, promotions, update your social media accounts, and WordPress sites. Let Infinity Author Services increase the exposure for your novels with our exciting promo packages. You can find out more at infinityauthors.com. Infinity Author Services for the indie author in you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Writer Groupie. For booking information, show notes, and more, visit writergroupie.net.